Good morning and welcome to another edition of Community Issues. I'm your host, Omar Rashida. September the 16th, 2018. My special guest, she works for Aids Delaware, and she's going to be talking about the 32nd annual Aids Walk, which will be taking place next Saturday, September the 22nd. Miss Iris Mckenney, good morning.
Good morning, Omar.
And this is your first
Thank you for having me.
Your first appearance. Well, actually, it's your first appearance on Comcast.
Yes, my debut today.
So welcome, welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, let's before we talk about the walk itself, let's talk about Aids Delaware. Let's talk about what type of services are offered, the location, and the hours of operation.
So Aids Delaware is located at 100 West 10th Street. We are in the Community Service Building on the 3rd floor. And we provide HIV testing there, so if you ever want to get tested, please come see us. The test is free and confidential. The other service we provide are case management services, where we help our clients navigate the various services to get the medicines that they need and other care that they need. We also have advocacy. We have an education and outreach program, which includes our HIV 101 program, which is our program for high schoolers, which is a fabulous program. So if anybody out there who works for a high school and you'd like to give information to your students about HIV, please call us. It's a great program. We also provide pharmacy services. Medicines for HIV are incredibly expensive, so we have access to pharmacy services to help people get their medicines at a very low cost. We do that. We have mental health counseling, which is new to Aids Delaware. We have a lot of clients who, just suffer from mental health issues, and having HIV and AIDS really affects the whole person and the family as well. So we're really pleased to have to have mental health counseling. We have drug and alcohol counseling. We also have a transportation system, and we also have a food pantry. And another new thing we have is a smoking cessation program, Omar.
Wow, that's
so
great. That's great.
we do that as well. So we really are a comprehensive service, HIV and AIDS service.
Right, so you've grown over the years.
Yes, we have.
No, what is the difference between HIV and AIDS? You could give a definition.
Yes, well, HIV is the virus, and HIV leads to AIDS. So, and what AIDS is when you have AIDS, the amount of the virus in your body is really high, and you don't want to get to that stage. And what the AIDS disease does, it affects your immune system. And when you cannot fight off infection, then you get very, very sick, and that's the point where you can get very, very sick and die. So what we want to do is when you get tested for HIV, and if you find out you have HIV, you want to go into care immediately so that you can keep that virus at a very low point in your system so that it does not lead to AIDS. And you can also be undetectable, meaning you'll have such a low amount of virus in your body that it's undetectable, and that's kind of the goal for people who have the virus.
Any warning signs that one should look out for?
Actually, there aren't any warning signs, and that's the problem. That's why we want everybody to get tested. So, there aren't any warning signs, and sometimes by the time you see a warning sign, it's the virus has progressed to a point where it could become AIDS. And also, you don't want to transmit the virus. So that's why it's important to get tested, and as I said before, there are no symptoms up until a certain point when you get very, very sick. So.
Well, locally, what does the numbers look like in terms of statistics, in terms of the population?
Well, right now, as of August 2018, there are 3,537 people in Delaware with HIV and AIDS. Most of them are male. There are about 2,500 male people with AIDS and about 1,000 female people. So statistically, we are, because of the ratio, we are a state that has a high number of HIV and AIDS people compared to our population. So that's about right now. And remember, these are the people that we know of. So there are lots of people who have not been tested and don't know that they are HIV positive. And those are the folks we want to reach. We want them to get to care as soon as they can.
Yeah, I remember when I've interviewed Frank numerous times, and then we always talk about how the zip codes 19801, 802, 805 is
Exactly. Most of the cases are in Newcastle County.
Right.
So about 2,200 people in Newcastle County here, close to 500 in Kent County, and about 750 people in Sussex County.
Right.
So Newcastle County is the as I said, there are many more people there, but it is a statewide thing, and
Right.
we want to make sure that everybody in the state of Delaware is aware of it and gets tested. I can't say it enough.
All right.
Really.
Now, next Saturday is the big day. Talk about it.
Yes, AIDS Walk Delaware is in its 32nd year this year.
Wow.
And it's happening in 2 locations. I know this is only a Newcastle County show, but we also have a Rehoboth Beach Walk. Right. So our tagline is 1 day, 2 walks. The walk is from 9 until noon. Registration is from 9 until 10, and then the walk begins at 10. At the Wilmington walk, we're going to have a warm-up from the YMCA, which is nice, and we're also going to have what we call a knowledge neighborhood. So we're going to have vendors from various services in Delaware, but also some other organizations who wish to share their information. Latin American Community Center will be there, NAMI Delaware, which is another mental health nonprofit, will be there, and other services will be there. So it's not only a walk, we really try to make it a community event where we introduce the walkers to other services throughout the state of Delaware. So some of them are our statewide services. It's a family-friendly event, it's a pet-friendly event. You can bring your pets. We're going to have a balloon man there, and we're going to have henna tattoos. Right. So besides being an awareness event, we want everyone to be aware of it. So we've made it family friendly.
No, will you have testing on site, or do they do that to make?
No, we will not have testing on site there, but we will have all the information about our testing site. So right now we actually test in Newark, near the University of Delaware. We test at Glasgow Pharmacy. We're actually going to start testing at the Central Y right here in Wilmington, along with our offices. Right. So we're trying to spread out to the community, because we understand not everyone can come to us, but we're trying to reach out to the community to make testing accessible.
Now, with Aids Delaware, do you not only serve adults, but do you serve teenagers and children as well, or just adults?
Well, we serve, we say that anybody between the age actually of 12 and 64 should get tested. So we don't have any young people below 18 as clients. This is not to say that there aren't that demographic, because there are, but it just so happens that our client base starts at about 18 and then works up to there. So because of the great strides in medicines, people with HIV are living longer now. Their statistic of living is just as long as a person who does not have HIV. Right. So that's about in their 70s, and that's wonderful, because in the 80s that wasn't so. Right. So our client base is actually getting older, which is a good thing, in the sense that they've been taking their medicines and they're living longer. Right.
So let me give you a scenario. Someone walks in your office for the first time, gets tested. Yeah. They test positive.
Well, immediately our tester knows exactly what to do and exactly what to say. And all of our testers go through a training, because there is a way to deal with a person who is HIV positive, because that's a very traumatic thing. Right. So we immediately want to get them to medical care. We want them to treat the HIV, like I said, so you can become undetectable, or the virus load in your body can remain as low as possible. We want to teach you what to do to prevent the spread of HIV, and we go from there. So we get you in medical care initially, and then because of all these other services, we can help you in other ways, that we know that you'll need, with an HIV positive diagnosis.
And let me ask a follow-up question, because my next guest, he works with the homeless population.
Yes.
So someone homeless comes in, they don't have Medicaid, they don't have Medicare, they don't have any type of insurance. So is he or she still able to receive treatment?
Oh, absolutely. Our services are all free. All of our services are free, and so we will help you get everything that you need. Our case managers are excellent at what they do. They take seminars and workshops on a regular basis
Okay.
to keep them up to date on what's happening in HIV and AIDS. So homeless or not, we do have people who are homeless, and so if you come in and don't know where to begin with Aids Delaware. We are there for you. I'm proud to say that we are very compassionate. We make you feel welcome.
Right.
Aids Delaware is a safe place.
Definitely.
And for anyone who thinks that they may have been exposed or who are HIV positive, we're there for you.
We got 2 minutes remaining. I want you to give
Great.
the audience your background in terms of what you do for the organization, and
Okay.
just remind folks out there when the event is and how can they get registered, and
Right.
phone numbers to Aids Delaware.
Okay, once again, my name is Iris Mckenney. I am the fundraising and communications manager at Aids Delaware. So communications is this right now, so this is part of my job. I'm also a grant writer, and I'm also the event planner, which leads to the AIDS Walk Delaware, which is happening on September 22nd. Our goal is $100,000, and not only does AIDS Delaware get some of the proceeds, we share it at other AIDS services organizations throughout the state. So we understand that we want to help people throughout the state and not only at our organization. The website is aidswalkdelaware.org. You can go to that website. If you know any friends who are raising money, you can click and find their name and donate to their page. And that's really it. And come out for a good time, even if you're not raising money, but just to come and walk with us, we welcome you. It's going to be at Dravo Plaza in Wilmington. And as I said, the event is from 9 until noon. Registration is from 9 until 10. If you raise $30 or more, you'll get a very, very cool t-shirt. So come in and hang out with us next Saturday at Dravo Plaza.
All right, on that note, I'd like to thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
So how was it? Was it nice? Was it cool? Was it
Yes,
easy?
I know. You know when you start talking, right?
That's
Okay.
good, that's good. All right, live right here on Lisa Time 28. You're watching Community Issues. I'm going to take a short break, and I'll return to my next guest.
Yes, all right.
Welcome back to Community Issues. I'm your host, Omar Rashida. Now joining me live is Pastor Kelvin Lesene. Good
How
morning.
are you?
All right.
Thanks for having me.
Warth in Wilmington is a homeless program that you created, founded, and discovered. Let's get some brief history of how you came about organizing an organization and what's the population served.
So Warth in Wilmington started, I was laying in my bed November 2014. I remember it vividly, and I was literally saying, like, God, I want to do something, for my city. I was born and raised here in the city.
Okay.
I love the city to death. it's the best city I've ever been to. And I was saying, God, I want to do something for my city. Right. And if I've never heard God speak clearly, he said, do something for the homeless. They've forgotten about my people. Right. And for me, I've never been homeless, never walked in that population, never been there. But if we all be truthful, we're all one missed car payment, one student loan payment away. At any moment we can all be right where they are. I want people to get away from that stigma that, homelessness is a punishment for not living up to society standards. Far from the truth. Right. So we started there. I started out, me and my best friend, we started filling my trunk with blankets that people donated. Okay. And we would go out and find homeless people in different places in different areas in the city and give them out. And every time it got full, we would go give them out. Got full, we give them out. And then we just grew. We gave out water, then we did haircuts. So we've done a bunch of different things, but it all started in 2014 with just giving out blankets in the middle of the wintertime.
Now, the haircuts. Yep. And you're giving food, blankets, water. Is there a particular area that you go? Is it particularly the east side, west side, or is it?
A good majority of our homeless population can be found on the east side, near near the Sunday breakfast mission, just because those are the largest facilities that can accommodate their needs and their services. Right. And there's a statistic that says homeless people walk between 10 and 15 miles a day to get to their services and what they need. So I typically spend most of my time in that area, near the Sunday Breakfast Mission or near the Rick Van Story Resource Center, which is great people that I worked with them before. Okay. And that's typically where I spend most of my time.
When you're talking to the homeless people, like you talked about that stigma that society has. Some people think, well, they're homeless because they're lazy, they're drug addicts, that, and the other. What are some of the stories that the homeless people share with you, if any stories they share with you in terms of how they got to the point of being homeless?
So I work at the Newcastle airport, and there's a lady that comes, and she comes pretty regularly, and she's homeless. And one day I just was talking to her. I saw her, she had a bunch of bags. And I was talking to her, and I was asking her, essentially how she got to where she was. Mm-hmm. She used to be a nurse, and she fell and hurt herself at work. Okay. And long story short, she ended up getting fired and ended up being out on the street. Family just owned her and everything. Wow. So like I said, we're all right there, Right.
And so how appreciative is the Sunday Breakfast Mission and the Rick Van Story Resource Center, and also do you go to churches? I mean, you're a pastor, so do you correlate with?
So Sunday Breakfast Mission is appreciative, but my greatest ally here, my greatest support that I've had as far as communication, as far as bringing the resources, as far as sending the help, has been the Rick Van Story Resource Center. I worked with them last Thanksgiving. We fed about 250 homeless people for Thanksgiving, and I brought in all the volunteers and all of the such, but they did a big help, and they're very receptive to what we're doing in the city, and very receptive to, they don't care whose name is on, they just want to help the people. And that's my mission at Wilmington. If my name doesn't go on, and if your name goes on and I don't get any of the credit, I could care less, because at the end of the day, it's about the people. The platform is what helps the people.
How do you get the food? I mean, 250 people.
How do you get the food? Listen, shout out to my mother. If anybody knows her, she's a cook. I drive her crazy with all the things that I do, but my mom loves to cook, grew up on her cooking, and she organized all the food. I don't touch it. I leave her alone. It's her thing. I let her organize it as she sees such. So all I do is get the donations and do my best to make sure she has everything she needs.
Now, I'm quite sure your mother must be proud of you, the work that you do.
Yep.
What words of encouragement does she give to you?
For anybody that doesn't know, I was born 1 pound 5 ounces. I should have been blind, deaf, Down syndrome. I mean, anything you could think of, vegetable, if I even made it through the birth canal. So my mother has always told me every day from birth, you're going to be a great man one day. And I see it in her eyes every time we do an event or every time I preach that she's truly proud of me. Those words stuck with me. I could have made any decision like anyone else made, coming from the city environment that we live in. But I made other choices because the choices other people made, ahead of me. So shout out to my mom.
Right. You've been a pastor. In addition to going out feeding the homeless, giving them food, giving them drinks, giving them blankets, do you also kind of teach the word to them?
You have to. You have to. We don't just want to be hearers of the words, the Bible says, but doers also. And the Bible also says to go into the highways and hedges and compel men to come. So it's not just anyone can do a good deed, but to evangelize and go out into those places and share the word of the Lord with them. Many people feel like they're in a place of hopelessness and in a place of despair, and I'm a witness that at any time God can snatch you out of your situation. And that's what I go and preach to them: the good news of Jesus Christ, how He loves you, how He cares for you. Your situation isn't the end all be all. The Bible says that better is the end of a thing than the beginning thereof. So where you started, it will never be where you finish.
Right. Yep. That's deep, man. the role of spirituality, the role of religion has a huge impact in what you do.
Yeah.
So do you encourage your church members and other pastors to join you when you're out there fellowshipping, you're teaching the word, and you're feeding the homeless people?
Yes, always. We did so for my birthday in April,
Okay.
we did a barbecue. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I'm not a big hoopla person, but we did a barbecue. And we had Bishop Wayne Rudd come out in his church,
Okay.
and they helped a lot. And I tend to reach out to, pastors I grow up, Reverend Lawrence Wright and Reverend Beeman. So I reach out to pastors in the city, and whoever wants to come can come. Like I said, I don't care whose name is on it, but for my thing is, let's not try to reinvent the wheel, but let's pull all our resources and impact the greatest amount of people we can.
Right. The haircuts, I really that's a great idea because we all need haircuts as men. And so who are the barbers that help you with?
So I've been going to Creative Images Barbershop for I couldn't tell you how many years. I've literally grown up in the shop.
Okay.
Got my haircut for 8th grade formal there, for prom, for my wedding. I got so I've grown up there. And on 14th and French. So shout out to my barber Larry Parks and Calvin and Sean and Tori and Spicer and everybody in the shop. They really come out. So the shop's always closed on Sundays, but they come out on a Sunday for free. Don't ask me for anything. I make sure I give them something, but they don't ask me for anything. And they come out and spend 2 or 3 hours just cutting hair. As a man, getting a fresh haircut gives you the new boost of confidence. Your feet don't touch the ground for probably next 2 or 3 days, and you get that fresh haircut.
Yeah, you got that swag with you.
Yeah, something different. You might got to run by a while somebody else can see what you got going on.
Now let's talk about your background and in terms of where you work, your educational background, and how you got to be a pastor.
So I went to high school at Penn Cater, which is no longer around. Then I matriculated to Delaware State University. Go Hornets, where I got my degree in aviation management. So currently I'm a operations coordinator at the Newcastle Airport, or ILG as we call it. And I'm currently finishing up my master's in public administration, and then I'll go get my master's in nonprofit management. And I'm on track for doctorate by 30.
Oh wow! Okay, so you got your plan all straight now. No, where you get your master's at? Where you going at?
I'm currently at Wilmington University.
Okay, right. So great school.
Yep.
The next 5-10 years, what do you want Warth and Wilmington to be?
Next 5-10 years, I want us to grow, but I want the amount of people that we have to help to decrease. Many times people get into this and they want to help more people, which of course you want to help more people, but I believe the more people that we can help get on their feet is the less people that need us. I think that's the ultimate goal here at Wilmington is to get people to a place where we help them from the beginning stages, and then they can go on and not need us anymore because of something we've done or something that someone's done has taken them out of poverty and homelessness. So our ultimate goal is to get people off the street, to get them to a healthy place and healthy lifestyles and healthy community, community involvement.
And once again, you are a 501c3
Yes,
nonprofit.
sir.
So, what are some of the things that people can donate to help you with this mission?
Monetarily, of course, but if check us out on Facebook. Follow me, please. As our initiatives go forth, there are different ways to give. For haircuts, we take monetary donations, but for like maybe our barbecue when we feed in November, we take food, string beans, baked beans, whatever they may be. We take those things. So it all depends on. We just recently finished a sneaker drive. We took sneakers. This weekend, the 22nd at 10 a.m., we adopted a highway on Governor Prince, and we adopted that as a work program. So we bring on 5 guys, pay them to help us clean the highway. It's a way to beautify the city and put pride back in our city. So depending on what we're doing and where we are, you can always donate. You can always contact me and see what we need.
Right. So are you getting any support from the city?
Yeah, the city supports. I would be remiss, and it would be ignorant of me to not show love and support and shout out Councilwoman Michelle Harley. A lot of things that we do because of the population and where they are is in her district. So she helped me. She sponsored our barbecue that we did for my birthday for the homeless in April. So a big shout out to Councilwoman Michelle Harley. A big shout out to now Representative Darius Brown. Big shout out to those 2 people. They show me a lot of love. They give me a lot of support. Always encouraging, always support.
We've got less than a minute remaining. You want to leave your contact information?
So I can be found on Facebook at Kelvin Lesene Jr., Lesene Jr. On Instagram, the same. And Warmth and Wilmington is at Warmth and Wilmington on Instagram. We are warmthandwilmington.org online, and Warmth and Wilmington on Facebook.
November, where are you going to be serving this November?
November, not sure yet. Date to come. I'm trying to get back to, which I should be able to get back to Rick Van Store and get back with those people. We loved it there.
All right,
We loved
Pastor.
it.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks
Thank
for
you
coming
so
on,
much.
man. So
Appreciate
just
you
give me an
having
update.
us.
I'd like to bring you once again.
Yes, sir.
Back.
We'll do.
Thank you for tuning in to another edition of Community Issues. I'll be back in 2 weeks. God bless and have a safe week.